Howdy and aloha, everyone. This is James with Mana Talk. I'd like to start off tonight with a prayer for the deceased. It is tragic. It is heinous. It's not good at all. And I think it's important that we take some time to pray for these people, her family, and everyone involved. Just the whole thing's just out of control. But I want to, let's do this first. God, please, may she rest in peace in her soul with heaven, and may justice come for everyone involved. Which means, to me, thank you, Jesus. It's about positioning. I've said this, I don't know, countless times. You know, in sales, marketing, advertising, it's how you position yourself. And if you're going to be putting yourself in a position to obstruct federal agents that are armed, trained, they're trained. They're trained to pull the trigger. They're trained to if there's a threat upon their persons or their body or their health or whatever, their lives, they're going to do what's necessary. That's it. Period. And they have their right to do that, especially when a 4,000-pound Honda Pilot, I don't know what year it is, 2018, 19, 20, 22, whatever. But this vehicle, obviously, the pilot was being piloted by somebody that was obstructing what they were instructed to do by the federal government, which is to yank all the 18, 20 million, as many as possible, of the illegitimate Biden administration that brought in just hell. And it's not going to be easy, and it's not going to be, but, you know, if you want to get in the way, if you want to put yourself on the line and defend Somalian or whoever, Venezuelans or whoever, illegal immigrants, then and obstruct justice or their duties and responsibilities, then you will be met with force, maybe lethal force. And that's part of their job. Their job is to get rid of all these people, as many possible. I mean, Trump wasn't wrong when he said that the Demoncrats brought in millions. It was like 3.4 million per year that's the numbers that they were given by the Border Patrol and all those agents at that time, but it's much more. And a lot of those people were the worst of these countries. They actually pushed them out and said, you know what? You're not fucking staying here anymore. You're gone. And we have a place for you. And the Demoncrats paid for their transportation. They flew them to Mexico. From Mexico, they got them over the border. They bussed them. They trained them in trains, choo-choo. And they brought them in. I would say the majority of them, at least 60, 70%, were probably legitimately just trying to get out of that country or the countries that, they want the opportunity out here. I get it. I've been there. But in the past, and I've said this, in the past few, 3, 4, 5 decades, I'm old. When I was young, I used to work with Mexicans from Mexico, and they would come and they would work, and I would work with them, hand in hand, digging ditches, picking avocados, stuff like that. My grandfather had an avocado ranch. And they would send their money back to Mexico. But there was only at the time 300,000, 400,000 per year. Now, with 3.4 to 5 or whatever amount, just this god awful amount. I mean, Chuck Schumer the other day said, well, however many there are, 11 million or whatever. I mean, what? What I'm saying is it's an exponential amount, and you're going to have some bad seeds. And the goal is for the Trump administration is to get rid of these people, especially the ones that are the fraudulent activities that are clearly being exposed. And it's really sad and odd that some 23-year-old kid named Nick Shirley, who's, feet on the street, talking to people, got in touch with some investigator that's been working for at least a decade on all the fraud that's been happening in Minneapolis. And then all of a sudden you have Ohio, you have California, mostly blue states, and as well as some red states that are participating in this stuff. But the problem is getting in the way. Just let them do their job. It's not hurting you. It's actually helping you. They're stealing money, their tax dollars. It's like $9 billion that they've found. It's coming out. It's happening, right? Again, it's sad that it had to come through some kid that just has a little YouTube channel, but that blew up overnight. And it was documented, and then they started raiding, and they've got 2,000 FBI agents that were sent out from the FBI to go over all these daycares, all these healthcare, or whatever these businesses and nonprofits and all this other crap. And they found so much information. It's really bad. And this is from illegal immigrants. Most are immigrants. They're participating in this stuff. Besides the illegal immigrants, the thing that I'm trying to get to people to think about is the Democrats ran on the assumption that they could bring in a bunch of people to raise the amount of Census Bureau per household people, which would give them the ability to rig their elections, which we all know that's the case. Like I said, illegitimate Biden administration. You're going to find out. It's going to happen. You're also going to find out, and just mark my words. Just remember I said that. Let's see if anybody's here. Give me a second. I'm going to check live real quick. Live. Oh, I don't want to hear myself over and over again. Nobody just yet. And it's been, not that great with my channel. There's a lot of people that will tolerate my channel in a sense, but at the same time, I'm trying to give you guys a perspective of where this administration's head is at, where their minds are, what they're doing, and how they're doing it. And it's a lot of work. The Biden administration, as I have clearly laid out over and over and over again with plenty of documentation, videos, proof, their job was to, and here's the bottom line, is kind of what the UK is doing. And the UK is basically destroying their own country so that the UN and NATO can come in and just take over. Martial law and all this other stuff. But it's a World Economic Forum corporate governance process. I'm not going to go deep into that. I want to get to this. But it was their job. Their job was, the Democrats' job was to just bring chaos and mayhem and destruction to this country, right? And just this woke shit, trans and men and women's bathrooms and sports and just, take away your guns. But all of a sudden now, Demoncratic supporters, they want their guns now, right? So make up your fucking mind. And I get why you believe you need that, but here's the thing. there's a lot of work that's happening and a lot of things in the background that people don't even know of. But I will say this, it is necessary. It is absolutely necessary. All the fraud, all the money laundering. We know Ukraine was a big scam. That's coming out. We know that just so many things that the Democrats have been doing, and a few Republicans. I'm not gonna. It's, you know, there a lot of them are hand in hand. I'm not gonna say that's not the case. I am gonna say that Trump, in his mind, wants to do and fix the country. I think he's a good, decent man. That's me. I think he's far more intelligent than most people would say. I think he's far more capable. The guy works like 12 hours a day, nonstop. His own cabinet can't even keep up with him. And he's 78, 77, or I don't know. But fuck, the guy's just a bull. But besides that, I'm going to show you some footage. Okay, I'm going to show you some footage. This might be kind of a quick, unless some people come on. I don't know. We'll find out. But I am going to say that, and I'm going to go here. Let's see if I can grab this real quick. Now, this is probably the best video, and I've put this video up as soon as it happened. I understood what exactly happened, and I'm going to explain what happened. Well, prior to what happened, they're obstructing justice. They're there to obstruct what's happening. They're not there just. This lady and her friends, and I mean, they've got people filming this that were with her, that were part of this group, just so they can put I mean, I'm just like, what? The best thing you could have done is says, get out of the car, get out, whatever. But they're getting in front and moving physically a 4,000-pound vehicle to stop the ICE agents to do their job. Win an election. It would have changed. You guys would have had, you know, wonderful chaos and, you know, 40-year-old men with beards and pot bellies and thongs doing pole dancing in front of all your kids. Right? With wigs on. The cross-dressers. That's it. They're just fucking cross-dressers. But that's what you guys wanted. That what the rest of the country was like, nope, we ain't fucking doing that. Leave the children alone, which you guys failed to do. And then you want your affirming, the affirming care. I'm trying to remember the name of all that shit. Utilize, you know, cutting breasts up and changing genitalia. Just sick shit. Just crazy sick shit. Oh, a person knew that when they were in the womb they were going to be gay, or they were going to be lesbian, or they were going to be trans. What the fuck? You guys, it's delusional, deranged, and just completely insane. But I've already done videos on why that's happened, and the reasons why they're steering you in that direction. I'm not going to get into that now, but you're just part of this system that they're trying to get you to be okay with. Right? Like Gavin Newsom has just made it okay with a bill that was thankfully shot down, that your child didn't have to tell its parents that it wanted to use gender affirming care. That's the name of it. Or have a sex change. Didn't have to tell your parents. There was going to be a law that they could just do it whenever they wanted to. It's like, what the fuck? This is craziness. It's beyond insane asylum. But these men and women are just doing their job. They're trying to get rid of people that are the ones that they're getting rid of first and foremost, which is there's a lot. I remember now, the average amount that used to come in here of illegal immigrants, illegal, remember the word illegal, it means not lawful, means wrong, and however you want to spell it, they came in illegally. There used to be 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 used to kind of go around there, but all of a sudden in the 4 years that the illegitimate Biden administration was insurrectively installed, in my opinion, They brought in 3.4 to 5 million people from who knows where, God knows where, God knows, it's all over the freaking place. There's details. I've got all the details. I've been over this a bazillion times. Just everywhere. And now the FBI, ICE, local police, sheriffs, whatever, they've got to find these people because they've caused lots of problems. I don't know if you guys don't remember I think it was Aurora, Colorado. It wasn't Aurora. It was somewhere that there were some Venezuelan or Salvadorian gang members that were taking over apartment complexes. The Democrats were, that's fine. That's okay. Fucking nuts. Yeah, so they're doing their job to rake through and get the worst people out for us, which they're still doing. They're stopping the fentanyl. They're stopping a lot of the drug cartels. They're making the country safer. Until these people want to obstruct their job. They want to stop them from doing what they're trying to do to help you. You have no idea how bad it would be if Kamala Harris was in office. You have no idea. Your cities, your states, your counties would be ran by people you've never heard of and you wouldn't understand them. I am telling you that would have been the case probably about now. You'd probably go, what the fuck is going on? They've got you to hate. Everybody's got this Trump derangement syndrome. It's nuts, which is real. It's a real syndrome, it seems like. But I'm going to play this. Hopefully it'll blow up correctly so you can kind of see it. So let me just play this, and I'm going to explain what's happening here. Okay? And this, remember, is I believe it's a Honda Pilot. It's 4,000 pounds. Could be a little more, could be a little less. But it's made out of steel and rubber. And if it runs over you, you're dead. You're 99 times out of 100, you're going to die, right? Or probably 999 times out of 1,000, you're going to die. That's anyway. So, let me open it up. Hopefully you can see it. And what I want to do here, and I'm trying to make it so you can see what this man is dealing with. Okay, this isn't the only angle. Now keep in mind, the roads are icy. It's cold. Had there been no ice, and I brought this up many times, and still there's Demoncratic supporters that are still saying, oh yeah, you could have just stepped out of the way. Really? Really? The tires are spinning towards him. She backs up, and then she aims the tires towards him. He was out of the way at the beginning. He was on the other side of the car. But I'm going to show you what he's dealing with, and hopefully you can hear the shots, because he is literally being ran over. But because it's slippery, and remember, this vehicle has traction control. So one tire is going to spin. If it's spinning too much, the other tire will grip. Whatever tire can get most grip, we'll move the vehicle. And it was doing pretty well. There it is. He's being pushed right there. Right? He's let me see. Let me go back. He's out of the way right here. You can see just at the top right, ICE agent. It's blurry, but you can see it. This fucking SUV's in the way. But and then all of a sudden, the car comes up. He's staying stop. It starts to push on him. His feet are now sliding. Not because he's doing the moonwalk. It's because this vehicle is literally pushing towards him. At that moment and at that time, he has every right to say, this vehicle has become a lethal weapon. The operator, I'm not going to allow you to run me over. So he has, what would you do? You're just quick enough or fast enough. The thing I've heard the most, it's just ridiculous. Why don't you just step out of the way? Okay. Put yourself in his shoes. Put yourself in his shoes. He is now being pushed. Pushed. Now he's being hit. His body gets hit. Okay. And that, like at that moment, he had already, right when the vehicle starts moving forward towards him, he has every right to draw his gun. Every right. Okay. It's pushing him right now. And right now, I can see his elbow out. He's going, don't do it. Don't fucking do it. Don't do it. And then boom. He's like, okay, she's trying to run me over. That's it. Because who knows what else she's going to do. We don't know if she's going to back up and try it again or go forward or who knows. Right? It doesn't matter if she is a lesbian. It doesn't matter if whatever she is. But she's making she's being there for one. To obstruct justice. That's what they traveled there for. Her and her friend, who's holding one of the cameras near that incident. What? But I'm going to show you again. He's standing there. Get out of the car. Okay? And they were going to... Most of the people that cooperate with ICE, you don't get taken in. Excuse me. I would say 100%. If you're cooperating and you're there, maybe you just want to film it or what. That's okay. That's okay to film it. It's okay to yell. You can scream. You can hold signs. Whatever you want to do. But once you get in their way, and once you use a vehicle to maliciously hurt somebody, whether you're panicking or whatever the case may be, because obviously she's panicking. There's no doubt. They're not trying to be, but that's past tense. She positioned herself. I'm telling you, it's positioning. You put yourself in these positions, something either, whether it's positive or negative, something's going to happen. Right? That's just the case. Right? This is slow motion. No, don't. Now he's grabbing his arm. He's being pushed back. He's being pushed back right now. You can see his left arm's holding and his right arm's on his gun. At that moment, either it's just not connecting or whatever the case may be, but let off on the gas. That didn't happen. That's it right there. Once he's being pushed, he has every right. What would you do? You're on a slippery road. There's somebody in front of you, whether it's whoever the hell, doesn't matter who it is. Your eyes are going to go blank. You're going to get into defense mode. These men are trained to protect themselves. They wear vests. If anybody tries to harm them or do, and this has happened, I mean, they've thrown bricks at them. The incitement of violence has been crazy. And the Demoncrats are totally cool with it. Keep going, keep fighting, keep doing those things. You know, they're calling for a civil war. Yeah, there it is. And there's Tim actually does some other investigations here. There's some other information out there as well. That's the same one. This is the same one, but this is in real time. Yep, she's done. Yeah. You want to go protest and you want to go fight up against an agent that's trained to protect themselves and, by the way, yes, kill, then, you know, I highly do not recommend it. But that's the case, and that's what happened. Now, there are just so many people that I am dealing with in regards to the pushback on my Facebook. And the thing is, I got 3,400 Facebook friends. And I'm going to tell you right now. A lot of them are Demoncratic supporters. I'm not saying they're demons, but I am saying that there's Demoncrats out there. And they're just really heinous people. And by the way, I want to just say this. Thank you for bringing out the new upside down pyramid. It's kind of similar to the old one, but it's saying, hey, get this stuff, eat this stuff. This is the right stuff. You all are going to think Robert F. Kennedy Jr. later, right? Okay. And where's the tallow, my brother? Where's the tallow? All right, let me go back to you. All right, so, and then, right, I got to hear this now. This is how they're spinning it here. You got to go right out. Let me see if I can. See right there. The woman was shot and killed as she was trying to drive away. That's not what happened. That's not what happened. That's not. I don't. Whatever you want to say. I just showed you. There's a human being in front of your car, and the way you want to leave is to go through that person. Let that sink in now. Somebody's in front of your car. They don't have their gun out. They're not threatening you. They're asking you to step out of the car. You have been obstructing justice for who knows how fucking long. I'm sure it was more than 30, 40, 50 minutes, a while from what we're hearing. But they're saying she was just trying to flee. Flee what? What was the problem? If all she had to do is go, look, I'm here, I'm protesting. I'm going to pull up over here and keep my protesting. Okay, do your protesting. That's all she had to do. But these fuckers, and you guys don't get this, they are part of it. They're inciting you to do crazy fucking things. And that's part of what the World Economic Forum wants. They want the chaos, right? Right. Here, like for example, here. Yeah. I stand with us. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. She's just cruising around. No. She was there with her lesbian new friend doing the obstruction of justice thing. And they drove from Colorado or something. Now, why would you spend all that time and effort to go out there? They're going to follow the money. I'm going to tell you right now. They're going to follow the money. They're going to check her text messages. Everybody around her on their text messages. All the emails, all the social media information. Yeah, they're going to. And I am going to tell you, they're going to find out there are people paying, pushing, marketing, advertising, and making this craziness continue to happen. This didn't have, she didn't even have, maybe it was her friend. Hey, you know what? We can, if we go show up and protest, we can make like $250 a day. I mean, we can make like $500. I mean, they're paying big money. That's already been proven already. Isn't that crazy? That's just paid protesters. That's everywhere. And here's the best response, right? That I've gotten. Right here, ICE officer could have stepped aside. I explained. He was aside. He originally was out of the way. She backed up, moved her tires towards him, and then pushed the car forward. And then I'm going to show you just so you can see it. Tim Cass put this up, and I'm going to show you exactly what happened. Where's the right here? Why don't you just watch this whole thing? Just watch this whole thing. What's interesting is Tim, in the beginning of this, believed that the ICE agent was at fault, but he was looking at whatever CNN or PBS or, the mainstream media scam pieces of shit fuckheads that incite this kind of craziness we're putting out there. And then somebody got a hold of some other videos and information, and I got a hold of that one video of him being pushed, like, immediately. And so I grabbed it, and now I'm recording it, which is good. De facto wife. All right. I'm just going to do this at the end. I'm going to tell you why this is actually still happening. The craziness is still happening. I'm going to show you why. And you're going to be surprised with the reason why I know this is still happening. Like I said, they're being told, and I can, you'll find out. I'm going to make an assumption. I'm going to make a conclusion, a perspective, right? That I believe they're being told to cause as much chaos as possible. Do whatever you can and film it. And we will pay you for that filming. To show anything negative that to entice them and do whatever you can to get them to do something against you. And a 4,000-pound Honda Pilot made out of iron and plastic is probably not the way to do it. Right? She's out. Her friend, her lesbian friend, is out there filming. You know, I've just got to say, I don't know what side of the fence you're on or what you're doing, and theirs to their own, whatever. But Trump isn't going after gays and lesbians. No, he's definitely getting rid of trans out of the military. Thank Jesus for that. Right? He's getting out the fucking crazy nutballs. Don't be that. Don't fucking be that. I know there's people out there that are doing certain things. This is all. It's pre-planned, pre-orchestrated. None of it's organic. They've made you what you have become. You're not primal anymore. You're whatever they want you to be. And you've bought it, and you've taken it, and you've accepted it. And I just pray that you just make good decisions. That's all. And if you make fucking stupid decisions right here, that you be held accountable. Period. That's the way it should be, right? Yeah, like I said, Tim in the beginning he didn't like any of this. He was saying the Ice Age was wrong, but then he got information. People send different angles. They got all this information. They're all hanging out together, and now her girlfriend's saying, her partner or whatever the fuck that is, they're saying it's my fault. Yeah. You need to confess on what, because you're implemented. You'll go over that. Watch this. This is good because I saw this part too. I'm like, why did her wheels turn? The wheel spun, meaning she was thrusting forward. That was spinning, so it locked, or it stopped spinning and went to neutral, and the other tires were moving. It's called traction control. I'll explain that. Yeah. Calm down. Oh, they're fired up. That's exactly what they want. Yeah. I don't think that helped. A lot of them. Yeah. Yeah. This is blatantly a fact that they have tried to kill, murder, maim, destroy ICE agents that are just doing their job, trying to get these illegal criminal, just aliens out of the country. Immigrant is different. An immigrant is different. And these people didn't come in the right way anyway. Okay, I explained the reason why they came in. It's all coming out anyway. You're gonna see it. But after this is done, I'll explain when this will stop. All this will stop. I'll explain. No, he didn't do it. Tim, he's getting hard. I get it. But his job is to do what he was doing. And if somebody's obstructing justice, they're going to ask questions. If you want, they're going to tell you, and they're trained to do this, right? But if you use lethal force with a 4,000-pound vehicle, you're going to get the brunt end, the very, very brunt end of that stick that they're trained to do. Yeah. I'm going to tell you right now, I would never put myself in that situation. And if I've told my kids, I've said, you guys, there's protests, there's crazy shit happening, just walk away, just stay away from it. This stuff's going to blow over. It's going to, and I've said this for ever since Fluvid-19 came out and the fucking genocidal acts. I've said, just look the other way. Don't engage anybody. Right? These people are really delusional. They're really messed up, and you need to just, let them do their thing and just stay away. But if there's police officers involved or authority, cooperate. Doesn't matter, just cooperate. Okay. And I tell them. So, and I would do that for my wife. I would do that for my girlfriend. I would do that for my uncles and friends and buddies. I would say, dude, no, it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it. Yeah. When you're with somebody that does the extreme stuff, you got to be careful, because that person could be snap. They could snap at any time. And that's, I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen. It's, they break, right? There's a difference between snapping and breaking. Is like they've lost it. They go into dormant mode. And then there's people that lose it, like this, her friend saying, let's go down there. Let's go do this. We're going to get paid. Come on, let's go. You think they'd fucking drive all that way just to, with their own money? You're going to find out. You're going to find. Most of that's already been exposed. The Craigslist ads and other shit like the Somali daycare. They were like the day later that Nick Shirley exposed the daycare centers. They had a Craigslist ad. We need child actors to come out to our daycares, and they actually did that. They're so, but the Somalis didn't start this. This was all Demoncrats. These were all white collar, financially savvy people that put these people in these positions to get their money. That's what that was. The pawns were the Somalians, and they don't get it right now. They're pissed off that you just took their Lamborghini. And I've never seen anybody make so much money where they drive a Lamborghini from a daycare center. I dated a girl for 9 years, and I'm telling you, it was money, but it wasn't. She couldn't buy a Lamborghini. As a matter of fact, she didn't have a car. Yeah. So it's just anyway. We're just gonna watch this. She's gonna prove there's some really interesting information in here, which she puts forward. Yeah, she's responsible. Yeah, there it is. You're, yep, absolutely. You know, I'm very protective. I protect the people I love and care about. I'll do whatever I can to take care of them, make sure that they're protected. If push comes to shove, I've always done that. I mean, if you know my history and if you've been with me, you know that I'm very. It's not territorial. No, no, it's not. It's not possessive. No, it's not that. Because I'll give you the out. I'll always give you. It's a free country. But if I care about you, I adore you, I love you, I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure you're safe, make sure you're happy, and make sure things are running well. Things happen. People get pissed off. Stuff goes wrong. I get it. But I'll do whatever I can to keep it together. If I could just get a little bit of that back, I might have something good one day. But no, that's not a big deal right now. All right, here we go. Here. Where did I put that? Did this change? I changed this. Oh, hey Cheryl, how you doing? Good seeing you. Yeah, I'm trying to. They don't. They're not going to listen anyway. I'm just telling you. I'm trying to show them. I've got. Remember Bob Schultz or Robert Schultz used to come on here when we had a bunch of people who used to come on, like 5, 10, 15 people. We'd all have discussions before 2020, right? That really, I just got to say, 2020 really separated the men from the boys, the ladies from the girls, right? Because you had people that just fell off the ladder of climbing to knowledge, climbing climbing that mountain, and they just rolled right down. Mask on, got vaccinated, compliant, meek, malleable, obedient, right? Anyway, hey, Sean. All right. So that's. Let me just go back to start this back up. This guy Brian Cranston is just. I don't know who's paying him, but they pay him to just be the stupidest fucking dude on the planet. Yeah. Just. It is. Yeah. With his own video. Oh. Wait. Hold on. I want to see. I think he's got pictures of them. Hang on. Let me just see real quick. What do we got here, Timmy? Tim Pool. Go to Tim Pool. Here we go. Why is it taking so long? Oh, there we go. That was him yesterday. Alright. Yeah. I think he shows this. Give me a second. Alright, I gotta get out of it. Yeah. Give me a second. There they are right there. Is this you? Is this what you become? Because I'm telling you, it's not going to end well. And I don't want that to happen to anybody. You know, thank God. I mean, I know it sounds for a lot of people, oh God, just find him. He'll help you. I'm telling you. There they are. All right, let's go back. All right, here we go. That lady just filmed her girlfriend being killed. Ah, man. On the ice. Keep in mind, I had seen all this stuff prior. I already knew who was at fault and why the shit had happened. Tim's just pretty much reiterating what I've already known. Yeah, he's out of the way. With the tires screeching, and there's the sound. What do you expect him to do? What do you expect him to do? I'm telling you right now. Do what you want to do, be what you want to be, but know thyself. Okay? It's that simple. Just know thyself. Play around, do your thing, but be careful who you're with. Right? There are people that actually care about you. There are people that actually want what's truly best for you and wouldn't allow you to do certain things. And even sometimes your own family cannot be counted on. I'm telling you right now, that really hasn't happened to me, but I know people that would like, oh, I trust my this and I trust my that, but some of them don't, right? They just kind of plausible deniability, or they're just kind of adding to the, what do they call that? Supporting the, what the fuck did I damn it, hang on. It was called, it's like when they're like an alcoholic or drug, a codependent. No, I don't know if it's they're enablers. That's it, right? They're enabling you to continue down that road, right? To continue down a dark road. And I am telling you, you just this is getting bad. Nobody's talking about Greenland. That's not what you think it's going to be, by the way, everybody. That's it. I'm telling you now. This whole thing could have easily been avoided. Just let them do their jobs. They're not hurting you. If you're an American citizen and you're here legally, then what is the problem? Because these illegitimate, illegal immigrants are pretty much taking your money. You're going to see how this has been happening. I mean, we all know that they were getting thousands of dollars when they got here in 2021, 2022, 2024. They were put up in beautiful hotels. They were getting, free cell phone, big deal. But they were getting full health care. They were getting free health care while people couldn't afford health care in the United States. Citizens that are born and raised here and worked their asses off 30, 40, 50 years. I'm just like, what the fuck? They costed this country billions of dollars, hundreds of billions. And the Biden administration just kept fishing it out to them. But what the illegal immigrants didn't understand is that they're being used. Just like they're using these people. You're all being used. It's been happening slowly but surely for the past decade or so. But 2020 is when they really put the hammer down and they started this mass psychosis formation of people to get them to believe and to do, to be meek, malleable, compliant, angry, pissed off, sad, happy, that tugging at your emotions, put you together in 2020. It's packed. Outside you could be 6 feet apart. You could, anyway, the whole thing of 2020 was there were more divorces in 2021 than 2022 because of 2020. Because of 2021. Ever in the history of this country. I think I was a victim to that. Because you're just like, this is just, I got to get out. I just got to get out. And I got it. And that's, that's what happened. But you still, the actions that you take, that's when you kind of, that's when you realize what you're about and who you are. Right? And I believe that there are people, am I cooking something? No, I'm sorry. I believe that this is the biggest point I wanted to bring up, and I got to go back to the front. All right, this is important. You see this right here? This is why I had this in the front. Pam. And this kind of comes back to Pam. And the reason why I'm saying this is because Pam has some other investigator or AG assistant with her now. They are demonic. Yeah, they're all demonic. It's pretty sad. True, it's pretty sad. But what I'm saying is, if Pam would have put away Adam Schiff, if they would approve J6ers, the J6 committee, not the Sixers, the people that were there, that they illegally imprisoned 700 J6 protesters. They created that entire thing, and I can prove all that. I've already shown all the information. If you want to know, I'll direct you to the videos and all the information. But you're not going to want to if you're a Demoncratic supporter. You're not going to want to know. You're already done. You're off the hook. You're off the rails already, and it's going to be hard for you to come back off of that, right? But here's the thing: Pam Bondi could have easily quieted a lot of these people down, which I think they're going to be very soon. I'm hoping that Pam and her Department of Justice team starts exposing the Russia hoax, Benghazi, COVID-19, the vax, Fauci, Bill Gates, J6 committee, first and foremost, in my opinion, Biden auto pen, Fast and Furious, Burisma, Afghanistan, Epstein files, Hillary emails, cocaine in the fucking White House. You guys don't remember that? There was fucking cocaine. Just never. I'm sure it's been there before, but this is the first time they actually showed it. Doge findings, which is huge, but nothing's happening with that. The 2020 election for sure. Biden family corruption is just terrible. It's just huge. I would put in there Anthony Weiner's laptop and regarding Homa, Hillary's assistant, and the 12 or 13 police officers that couldn't talk about the stuff that was on there was pretty heinous and bad. I've actually heard some of the video. I've never seen it, but it's just really heinous, and that needs to come out. The Clinton body bags, you fucking know. There's just so much shit. Obama, and there's his cooks that all of a sudden die all the time. When he said he wasn't there, but then all of a sudden he was there. When his last chef was murdered. Obama's a pickle smoker. He's always been a pickle smoker. I'm just telling you. If you the whole thing and his whole thing was a big farce. You're gonna find that out hopefully soon. I'm just thinking, man, this probably wouldn't happen if these people would have been slapped with this information of what I'm talking about, of all this stuff. If Pam would just freaking, for God's sakes, woman, put somebody in jail. Not allegations. Allegations are nothing. That's all we're seeing. Blah, blah, blah. He's doing that. And they're laughing at it. That's why this is still coming up. That's why they're gaining this furious momentum, because nobody's done anything to say what we've been saying is unequivocally proven. I've got tons of information to back up all the stuff I've said about the illegitimate Biden administration. Even I could, Pam, put me in court. I'll do pro bono, and I will put all those fuckers in jail. I've got enough information myself. But you have the DNI now, you have Tulsi, you have everybody, you have everything at your access, but nothing. And if you believe just having alleged charges against somebody is going to help the Republican Party win 2026, you're wrong. You guys are fucking super wrong. You've got to have court. You've got to have jurors. You've got to have the court system. These dog and pony show hearings never do shit. Nobody gives a fuck about those. Right? Nancy Mace and everybody doing this fucking, all this other crap. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about that. We want people charged with fucking, we want arrests. We want charges. We want arrests. We want prosecutions. And we want convictions with these people going in jail for all this shit. But that hasn't happened, so they still have their fuel. The mainstream media can still control them. can still tell them whatever they want to do and however they want to do it because you've done fucking nothing. And if you wait, if you just think just alleged charges are going to do anything, it's not going to do anything. You need to start now. And I've said this fucking, I don't know, for 2 or 3 months. I just don't hear anything from her anyway. I got. Let's just look. I always look when I'm on. I want to see if Pam has said anything recently, and she really hasn't said shit. Let's go to Pam. We're gonna go look up Pam Bondi. There's Tim Waltz. He's a fucking ding dong. At AG Pam Bondi. Let's see what she's got. 5 hours ago. Oh, that's somebody in her cabinet. That's not even her. Oh, wait. She did something 8 hours ago? Thank you, VP. These deep-rooted fraud schemes rob American tax. Okay, well, then she agreed with him, but she's not saying anything. What is her deal? It's like she can't come out and make a statement. I don't... There's something wrong. I don't think she's... Look, I can go out and sing karaoke and whatever. It doesn't fucking bother me. My dad was an entertainer. Jimmy, get up here and sing a fucking song. No problem. It's you know, when I was first a little kid, he had me come and sing a song next to him. It wasn't... It was frightening, but I did it so many times. It was like, oh, I just feel like I'm singing with my dad again. Right? Which is fine, because he was a great singer. If you need to hear his music, it's beautiful, by the way. But I don't see her out there saying anything. The January 4th incident status executive seizure warrant to Bella 1. Crude oil tanker, okay, got that. To the United States, executive seizure, there it is. Minnesota peaceful protesting is sacred American right to protect by the First Amendment. Obstructing, impeding, or attacking federal law enforcement is a federal crime. That's true. So it is damaging federal property. If you cross the red line, you will be arrested and prosecuted. Do not test our resolve. Okay. I want to hear you say it. I want to hear you say it. Did she say this? I didn't, I'd like her to come out. I don't know why. She's, I think she's capable. I just don't know if she's like, you kind of got to have a little bit of limelight thing in you. You got to be able to, I mean, I don't get it. It's just, like I'm saying, Pam, this is your fucking fault. I'm just going to say it. If you would have done something and and proven most of the shit in this list, at least 2 or 3 things in this list, they wouldn't have the support. Mainstream media would be fucking done. None of this shit would have happened. I'm just telling you. That ain't. All right. I want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. If you ever want to come on, I'm easy to get a hold of. Really, I'm probably the most reachable media influencer. I don't know what that is. I mean, I always tell everybody, don't take my word for it. Question authority and its sources at every turn. Chiggity, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Do your own due diligence and, see what comes up. But don't just take one side. Like I said, I watch I watch CBS, I watch all this stuff. There's, I've got a little time. That's pretty much it. I just want to say thank you for paying attention. Again, just don't get in the way. Just let them do their fucking job. And because of this, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to get in their way. But and what I'm hoping is that, and if it happens, the National Guard may have to come in, right? The military may have, because I want these people out of here. The people that were illegitimately coming into this country for the 4 years of the illegitimate Biden administration illegally, I don't want these people here. Those aren't the people I want here. I know the people that come in to work. That's different people. These people are criminals, psychos, crazies, cartels, druggies, all kinds of bad shit. And you don't want them here. Right? And by the way, most of all, you are the company you keep. I'm just going to say that right now. You are the company you keep. It's that simple. Right? There's good, decent people out there. I know you are. I know I try to be. I'm not perfect, but I think there's some good, genuine, decent, God-fearing, patriotic, people out there that really care about each other. And I do. I care about my neighbors. I care about my community. I care about my family. I want people to be happy and prosperous and live in peace and joy and do what they have to do. But there's some bad players out there. There are some evil entities out there that don't want you to have or do or be at all. Anyway, thank you. Aloha. Take care.